Good afternoon. Welcome to the Must Love Yarn podcast. We are coming to you from our store in Shelburne, Vermont, which is called Must Love Yarn. If you're new to our podcast.
It is January 4th, 2018.
Oh my gosh.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Good for you to say that, because I don't know if I've written it once so far, 2018.
I actually got something in the mail today from another attorney, and they had put 2017 on it, and I was like, nah, I hope the court doesn't care, because I'm mailing this in. I'm not going to fix it.
They know it. They know it.
It's fine.
Yeah. I'm
It's
sure
fine.
they're used to it.
Lots of messes this time of year.
Yeah.
As we roll over. But, so you can find the store on all kinds of social media. Facebook, Ravelry, Instagram, Twitter, the World Wide Web, Periscope. And if I can ever get Google to cooperate, perhaps you can actually find our store. Google Maps, I'm looking at you. We are located on beautiful Shelburne Road in Shelburne, Vermont.
Mm-hmm. And we moved in August, so our address is slightly different because we only moved 2 buildings north of where we used to be.
Yeah.
So.
And apparently that's very confusing for Google.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm having a hard time with it.
Anyway. I'm Angela.
And I'm Kelly.
And you can find me out on social media, Instagram and Ravelry as Junior Bird Kid.
And you can find me on Instagram, where I'm most active, as Kelly O Spins. And you can find me on Ravelry as Kelly Spins. And both of us want to invite you guys to friend us, follow us, whatever the appropriate term is for the appropriate social media, because we love seeing what you're working on, and it inspires us and helps us pick our next projects.
Sometimes, yes. And my pocketbook thanks all of you.
Hey, we do it to them, so
I know.
you know.
No, I know.
It's only fair that they do it to us.
That the favor gets returned a lot. Yeah. So, and if you were to say, I don't know, follow me on Instagram, you would have seen the Chewbacca video, which has gotten like 400 or 500 views.
Seriously?
Yeah,
Oh, that's hilarious.
Ridiculous.
Oh my god, that's really, really funny.
So if you'd like to see the Chewbacca video.
Guess what? That's going to be in your top 9.
For this next year.
Was it? Did you post it?
I posted it on the 31st.
Oh, so it'll be top 9 for last year.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny.
So anyway, the Chewbacca mask. Everybody loved it because it's funny.
It is funny.
It's very funny. And if you want to see some more cameo appearances of the Chewbacca mask, you can check out our New Year's Eve live broadcast, which is up on our YouTube channel.
It is. Yeah. It was blurry. I don't know what happened.
I'm wondering if it was a bandwidth
It may have been.
thing. Because it's not, because if it was an autofocus thing, we would have seen it on the screen. We would have been blurry on the screen. And we weren't. So I'm going to go with it was...
I think it was a...
internet issue.
Maybe lots of people were on the internet that night.
It's totally possible.
And of course we live out in the middle of the country, although our other live episode was just fine.
It was also like noon on Sunday.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sorry for anybody but
got
everybody
to watch us blurry.
Still said that they really enjoyed it. A lot of the feedback we've had. So
was positive.
Thank you guys for the good feedback. And like I said, we're going to show you some of the stuff that you couldn't see so well on the podcast because of the lighting. And it was late at night. Not late, but 7. Dark. It was dark because it gets dark so early here. Although the days are getting longer, daylight hours are getting longer. So we're going to show you the stuff on the podcast today that we talked about and showed on the live episode, and also because I know a lot of you didn't get to catch it and maybe haven't seen it and want to just watch our regular episode. It'll be
might be a slightly repetitive, but not too bad.
But yeah,
not too bad.
Yep.
So one of the things we do on the regular podcast is we have picks of the week every week, and we are back to our normal 2 picks for the week.
Yep.
So there was a lot of talk on the live show about the hitchhiker pattern, and so I'm gonna run a knit along for the hitchhiker, and I'm gonna skip ahead because it's relevant to my yarn pick of the week. I'm gonna start the hitchhiker knit along on the 15th of January.
We'll probably also mention this a little bit later in the episode when we're talking about knit-alongs, because we've
Yep.
got a couple other we're going to talk about.
Yep. And I'll probably run it till the end of February just to give people time. You know, you don't have to feel rushed. 6 weeks is probably more than enough time to finish a hitchhiker. So with that being said, my pick of the week this week is a sock yarn that we've had at the store almost since the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
We've gotten some new colors
Since they
in
released
stock,
it,
but
'cause
since they're
it's
yeah,
pretty new.
so
The base is not new. The base has been around for...
yeah. So this is Plymouth yarn. It's their Happy Feet 100 splash. So this is hand dyed yarn, and it is a 90% superwash merino with 10% nylon, and the yardage on this is, I'm gonna say, it's 100 grams. It's probably 400.
They're just under 400. They're 3-something, because it's a really plump...
384.
Yep.
So here's the great thing about hitchhiker. You just knit till you run out of yarn.
Right.
So yardage is less important. So we've got, I don't know, I eyeballed 7 colorways. We may have more because some of these are hard to tell
It's got
apart.
quite a few, yeah.
They
They just released 3 new colors, too.
so, and they have fun color, like this is cranberry lime, which is really cool.
That one's one of their new ones.
Okay.
Yep.
This one here is called Blue Oreo, which is very aptly named.
Isn't it sad that I know all these?
Not really. This one's called
Autumn.
Autumn. I don't even have to look at the tag. I'm just going to hold it up. It'll be a test.
That one's a new one. That one, I forget what that one
It's called Violet Brown,
Violet
and I just unscanned it. Good job, me.
That's okay.
It's okay.
We know how to fix it.
Kelly's like, just leave it alone. I'll do it. I've been giving Kelly a hard time since I got here, or since she got here, about revoking my email, so it's fine. This one's called Lipstick.
We're going to
Nice
put a
kind of-
hold on her email account.
Yeah, my privileges are being revoked shortly. This one's called Black/Neutrals. That's a really nice one.
That is pretty.
We might have some more colors. These are just the ones that I eyeballed on the shelf.
Plus, if you've got Stash, you can always just pull something from Stash. But
exactly.
And these are fun to pair with a solid or semi-solid too.
Mm-hmm.
You can pull out a lot of the colors that are in them. Obviously, this one's quite neutral.
Yeah.
But some of the other ones, you can.
Oh yeah,
you
like
can do some
if you
fun
have like a
pairing.
purpley kind of color with that one, or even like
Ooh.
there's a red in there.
So that color, the kind of purple color that's in there,
Yeah.
Pantone's color of the year is ultraviolet this year.
Uh-huh.
In case you guys haven't seen that yet,
And it's like
and
that
it is
color.
almost that color. It's like a really cool, like deep purpley blue color.
This one would look really awesome with like that, because that's a really dark kind of blue color. But anyway, if you're knitting the hitchhiker, you just need one color.
Mm-hmm. You can do it in
So
straps or
you could-
multiples, and you can do some cool bands.
You
of
could do
color, but-
whatever you wanted.
can.
But anyway, hitchhiker knit along. So the Happy Feet 100 splash yarn, there it is, all pretty in the basket. 10% off for the next 2 weeks. We'll give the code now, and then Kelly will give her pick of the week.
Awesome. Let them
So-
know.
The code is weekly pick happy, because it's gonna make you happy. Happy
And my
to
yarn
buy
is going to
yarn.
make you happy too.
It's all happy.
Sorry, I'm just messing up over here.
Happy.
All right, there we go. Keep talking. For
So
2
I'm gonna
seconds.
keep talking. So Kelly's pick of the week, which she's gonna show shortly, and I would grab it, but it's all the way over there, and I can't reach it.
I'm like a few stitches
Would
from the
be.
end.
I'm gonna start a sweater here pretty soon, and I'm not gonna run an official knit along for this one. But the sweater that I'm knitting is called Snug, and it's a Vera Valimaki pattern. Let me see if we can keep that from getting blown out. It's a really nice just pullover for sport weight yarn. So I'll give you a little clue that Kelly's yarn is a sport weight yarn.
It
So
is.
if people want to just knit along with me without an official knit along, I would say please do so. It'll be fun. And with that, I give you Kelly and her pick of the week.
So my pick of the week
Dun dun dun.
is Madtosh, and it's Tosh Sport, which is really, really lovely. So Tosh Sport is a superwash merino wool, and she sources her yarn from South Africa. It's 270 yards, 100 gram skeins, and yeah, it's lovely. And we've got
Yep.
quite a few colors.
We
So this one is Night Bloom, and it's a lovely purple.
Pretty.
I really like this one. This was a new colorway this year. This is called High Low, and
Oh,
it's
I
kind
like
of
that.
like pink with some lavender tones, and then it's got some black speckly splatters on it, and that one's really pretty. And this is Harvest, and this is another new one. It's kind of
That's nice.
a yellow, golden yellow, but it's got green
I was gonna say, it
undertones.
definitely has some green in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this is Pelican, which we've had Pelican
nice.
other bases before. It's a really nice neutral gray.
Yeah.
And we have Tart, of course,
That's my favorite colorway.
because it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous red. It's like a really deep red, and it's got black over dye, so it's really lovely. And then we have Gentle Monster, and this one was is a fairly new one as well. It's got some kind of orange speckles and then black and brown speckles as well.
Nice.
So it's a great, it would be a good neutral, but you could pair it with some fun stuff too. And then we have Calligraphy, which is a really pretty gray, but it's got kind of like a pinky purple
Yeah.
tone to it too, which is really nice. Actually, it would be really pretty paired with that one
Yep, it would.
because they have kind of similar tonal qualities.
So if you've been, wanting to make you could probably use this yarn to make the Jody shawl or some of the other like Road to Rhinebeck, DK weight shawls. Because
Yeah,
this is
'cause
kind
this
of a
is-
heavy sport.
It is, yep.
But
Yeah, it's definitely close to a DK. A lot of our DKs that we have are similar as far as yardage and yardage to grams. This is Snake, and this is a fairly
I like
new
that one.
color too.
It's got a really nice green.
It's like a really deep, dark green blue color.
Yeah.
Leans closer to the green side, but it is that way. And then similar, Cousteau has been around forever. Well, not forever, but for a long time. And this has, more blue and green throughout. You can see it's not quite a variegated, but it's going to act more like a variegated than
Yeah.
some of these others.
Yeah.
And then last but not least is the color of the year. Not quite. I can't even read what that says. Somebody had really bad handwriting who wrote them this time.
Fat now?
That's not what it is, though.
Oh.
Fathom. It's Fathom. That's right.
Fat now.
Fat now.
Fat now.
It's Fathom. It's really funny because actually we got some vintage in stock, which is a worsted weight of the Madtosh. And when it came in, they all had printed labels of what the colorways were, and I wonder if it's because the really bad handwriting.
People were calling it Fat now instead of Fathom.
Yeah, and some of these were like spelled wrong and then like changed on the label. So yeah, it's funny. So
Oopsie.
this is, I love this color.
That's-
It's so gorgeous.
Hell yeah, so surprised by that. It's a
really, really
beautiful, like Admiral blue color. It's really nice.
So, Madtosh Sport and Happy Feet Splash are the two picks of the week, and
Weekly pick.
happy is the code. And like we said, be sure to put that in the discount code section on the very last page, the payment page.
Because we can't refund after the fact anymore.
Yeah, it's really busy this time of year, and it's just getting to the point where we can't. So I'm sorry.
So
So
make sure
please
you,
make sure you use the code in the
right spot.
in the designated spot.
It's on the checkout page.
Yep.
Um,
Yep. As you check out, there is a comment section. It's not that. Don't put the well. I mean, you can put the code in there, but it won't give you your discount. Be sure to put it in the discount code section, which is on the last page, the payments page.
And so if you're checking out and you don't see your discount there,
You don't have the discount.
the
so
discount's not in, so the code didn't get put in the right spot.
Yep.
So don't click check out or buy now until you see that code, that discount come up.
Right.
So anyway,
Yeah.
that's that. So what are you wearing this week, Cal?
So I'm wearing what I was wearing on the live broadcast. Well, for knitwear anyway. I am wearing my lovely Color Affection shawl.
That's beautiful.
And I know I've told you guys about it before when I was finishing it, but I used Wool and Vine yarns in a base that she doesn't have. It was her Guinness base, which is 100% superwash base that she doesn't have anymore. She discontinued it quite a while ago. I actually got the yarn when she was discontinuing it. So I have all the different colorways listed on my project page, which we've linked to in show notes, so you can check it out there. These are some that she hasn't done in a while. Poe is one of them, and what's the name of the other one? Anyway, they're ones that she did when she was first dyeing. She did them quite a lot, and so they're some of her classic colorways.
Nice.
But it's a really nice. I really enjoy wearing it, and I mean, I have a lot of this kind of color and purple tones and stuff, and grays and
We're
stuff.
like actually
I know.
matchy today.
I know we actually are. So I know I'm gonna wear it tons, and I already have worn it a few times. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm wearing. What are you wearing?
Awesome. I have my hydrangea shawl on, which has been sort of my warmer weather go-to. And by warmer weather, I mean it's like 20 degrees out or in the upper teens, which is actually quite balmy for us. It's almost shorts weather, considering what we have been having and what we'll have again starting I think tomorrow and into
tomorrow
Saturday.
into Saturday.
Yeah. So my hydrangea shawl, it's a silk blend, so it's really lightweight, but it's very warm.
Yep.
So that's one thing that I have on it because I cannot resist to show you guys my feet every single week.
It has been every week.
I've got these guys on. So this is very colorful yarn in the what I refer to as the muslin yarn colorway. And the pattern I used for this is the Susan B. Anderson Smooth Operator Socks. So it's an afterthought heel pattern with kind of a unique approach to the afterthought heel. So those are the two things that I'm wearing that are knitwear today.
I'm just dropping stitches. Don't mind me. Keep
Awesome.
talking.
Awesome. So I have not finished anything this week, even though it was a holiday weekend, and a lot of times that means that I have a little bit more knitting time than normal. But one of my holiday days was spent here at the store with my fellow owners doing inventory. It was super fun.
It was a long day.
It was a really long day, and there was no knitting to be had.
Yep.
Lots of touching yarn and counting yarn,
Which is
and other things, which
nice,
is fine.
but
But
it's much more fun to knit the yarn.
much more fun to knit. So, have not made a huge amount of, well, haven't finished anything. How's that?
I haven't finished anything.
Yeah. So, all right. So I'm going to flip our sheet because we have no finished objects.
Right.
I am still diligently working on the happy hour shawl.
It's so pretty.
Thank you. I have about like 8 or 9 more rows to go. I am so close to being done. I can taste it, which means something will happen and I will have no knitting time. And
You
I
need to
will-
finish it before Saturday, so Saturday, like the high is supposed to be in the negative numbers, and then the wind chill is
I
supposed
don't-
to be like 40 below.
I don't have any plans on going outside on Saturday.
I'm going to be here at the store, so I have to, at least come here and then go home. So I'm going to be
Yeah.
out, and then I've got to do my animal chores. But my horse is gonna be inside.
Yeah, it's
on
gonna
that
be-
day. It's gonna be brutal. So
gonna be
I'm gonna
super-
just leave her in, which she gets cranky about because she loves the winter. But what are you gonna do?
So I'm almost done with this row, and then I can hold this up and show you. I did put it on the longer cord,
Mhm.
but I went from one extreme to the other. So I went from a cord that's too short to one that's probably too long, and so I'm fighting with it because it wants to wrap around itself.
Mm-hmm.
Because why make anything easier on myself?
Yeah.
So that's happening, but it is actually, it's less hassly with it being too long than it was when it was too short. What happened? Uh-oh.
Oh my goodness.
That's,
Honestly.
that's just giving you fits, isn't it?
It's just because I'm not paying attention. So now it's gonna have to sit because I'll have to take that out.
Oh no. Dang it.
It's okay.
Design feature?
No.
Okay.
No. Nope, coming out.
No. Okay.
Can't do that.
Okay. How much do I have? Okay. I'm almost to a point where I can hold this up and show you guys. La 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 la.
Well, I can show you. I can show you. I don't have a finished object, but I have a finished object here. I can talk about.
Okay, cool.
So I have a finished object, but it's not one that I finished, and it's.
How is that possible, you ask?
If you guys follow me on Instagram, you will see that my husband has been learning how to knit.
Mhm.
I don't know if he's convinced that he's gonna be a knitter or not yet. He enjoyed it, but it was so funny. So on Thanksgiving, I got this cast on. I did the ribbing at the bottom, and because he was working on it, I think I told you guys, I had this big poncho that he was knitting on, but he, just lots of just stockinette in the round, and he wasn't seeing progress being made on it, so he was like, oh, I can't do this.
Yeah.
So I started this hat, and I had this yarn. So this is Legacy Fiber Arts. They're DK base in Mermaid Tails, which is so gorgeous. Look at the color
it's
in there.
beautiful.
It's so pretty.
Is that one of the colorways that Chelsea dyed? Or is it one
I'm
that
not
Sue
sure
did?
if Chelsea or Sue dyed this, but it's really lovely. I love it. I love the
it's
colors
beautiful.
together in it.
Yeah.
It was funny. I was on Sue's Periscope the other day, and she's actually knitting socks in this colorway. She said. So anyway, I got the ribbing cast on,
Mm-hmm.
and then I handed it off to him, and he just finished it the other night. And so when he got down to the point where he had to do the decreases, I said, okay, you have a choice of double points or magic loop.
Yeah.
And he's seen me knit enough so he knows which is which and what's the kind of the difference between them. And he's like, yeah, I don't want all those needles. So he didn't want to do double points. So I showed him how to do magic loop.
Nice.
And but when he started doing the decreases, he's like, I hate decreasing. And I think, when you're a new knitter, figuring out, just putting your needle into 2 stitches like that,
Yeah.
they're a little bit tighter because you're twisting it as you're putting it in.
Yeah.
And I think that he was fighting with that a little bit. And he's like, I just want to knit something, I think he wants to make something for himself. That's going to be the next thing. But he's like, I want something I can just knit on. And I'm like, well, how about a cowl? And I'm like, then there aren't any decreases, because he said he didn't want to do any more decreasing. And he's like, I'm not going to wear a cowl. I'm like,
You
okay.
could just knit a hat and you just 3 needle bind off it and it'd have little ears.
Yeah, that wouldn't go either. So
Well, Bob.
I know. So I think he's gonna just do a scarf.
Okay. Well,
So-
or he could just knit the hat to the part of the decreases and.
Yeah, but he didn't want me to even finish this. Like, he didn't want me to touch it. He's like, no, it's mine.
Well, then
Well, it's actually not. It's mine. He knit it for me, but
I would suggest a scarf then.
yep.
Yep.
Uh-huh. So I have to have him come in and pick out some yarn for it, for his scarf. He loves tweed yarn.
We've got tweed.
Oh, and we do have some tweed. So if he wants to do another project, I'm not sure yet.
Mm.
I'm not sure. I think he's like, I need a break. I was like, okay.
You knit a hat. Okay. Yeah, Bob. Kudos to you for knitting
I
that.
know. So Bob has a finished object, and here it is.
Good job, Bob.
There wasn't a pattern. I cast on stitches and
Yeah.
told him what to do. Which he might say is normal, but I'm not bossy.
Well, all right. So I'm gonna lift this up.
Okay.
La la la! It's giant. So there. Where's my little stitch? My little progress keeper. Here's my little progress keeper. Back there, at the beginning of the slip stitch section, and here's the rest of it. So as you can see, this is going to be a really nice, squishy worsted weight shawl when it's done. I have 8 more rows to go in the bind off, so I'm almost done. It's not going to be too much longer.
Nice.
And so that's super close. Super exciting.
Super duper.
Super exciting. And I should probably stop saying super, or we're going to have to make super something the title. Super happy Madtosh.
Yeah, we always joke when we
Pick the titles.
yeah, when we
That-
talk about the titles.
If I put like a yarn name or like cashmere or something in the title, that more people watch it. So, I don't know.
Alright, I'm gonna pull back some rows so don't look.
Okay. So can keep talking about
Do you have more?
I have one more
workses?
works in progresses. I haven't knit on it a huge amount since the live broadcast. But if you didn't catch the live broadcast, you wouldn't have even seen the progress that I made. So this is
super
the
cute.
little, thank you, Milo Bambino. And I have gotten bound off for the little, I got the little shoulder straps going. And have, there's like 6 or 8 rows of garter. And then it'll switch over to just stockinette. The pattern itself does have some cable panels that you can put in, but since I'm using a self-striping yarn, I'm just going to keep with the plain stockinette, so my cables aren't fighting with the striping on the yarn. And I'm just going to pull the pattern out so you could see it. It's a fingering weight version of the Milo, and it doesn't come in as many sizes, so it's Milo Bambino. So it's lighter weight with it being fingering weight, and it only goes up through a size 12 months. So it's preemie through 12 months, whereas the regular Milo is like to like 12 years or something. It's got a pretty wide size range on it. So it's a fun knit. It's a great gift for like a baby shower or something. I've knit quite a few of them for gifts like that, because it does go pretty quick. The regular Milo pattern is for a DK weight yarn, but I've knitted out a worsted weight. I mean,
They're pretty easy to
they're
customize.
pretty easy to just do what's going to work for you. You may have to adjust your needle
Yeah.
size.
That tank top I did last year, the D top.
Yeah.
That one is very, very similar, and it's a women's tank top, but the construction is very similar.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the cable along the side, but
Yep. Yeah. And so it's just like I said, a nice baby shower gift or for a quick knit. The DK ones go super fast. This one isn't that slow. I just haven't been working on it or haven't had really the time to work on it. But I gotta kind of hop to on it a bit now. Though I have like 7 other things that I want to like cast on, particularly that snug sweater. So I'll keep talking because Kelly's
I'm almost there.
she's almost there. But so hey guys, guess what? I knit a swatch.
No, she didn't.
I feel like I have to whisper it because nobody will believe me. Look, I knit a swatch.
She's whispering it because it's a dirty word.
I knit a swatch for my snug cardigan. And here's where I take my issue with swatching. So I knit the swatch. at the Star Wars Last Jedi movie because I needed something to knit on. This was an act of desperation. I needed something to knit on at the movie, or it was going to be a long 2.5 hours. Even though it was a very good movie, very entertaining, but I have a very hard time sitting with nothing in my hands. It's very difficult for me. But all my other projects were things that like I needed to read a pattern or weren't in a spot quite yet where I could just work on it.
Yeah.
So swatch it was.
Swatch
Swatch it was. So I did what I was supposed to do, which was knit. It's a pretty good size swatch. It's not a little weenie swatch. It's pretty good size. And I measured it unblocked. So the called for gauge is 20 stitches and 28 rows per 4 inches. So I measured it unblocked and I got 21 stitches and 28 rows per 4 inches. And I thought, hey, that's pretty close. That's not even worth changing needle sizes. Because I like the fabric, the drape is nice. And that works for me. And I thought, well, all right, so I'm doing this. So I should watch the swatch, right? Because that's the other thing you're supposed to do. So you know how the yarn behaves. And my blocked swatch is now 19 stitches and 29 rows. So it shrunk this direction and grew this direction, which is one of the things that superwash yarn does.
Yep. And why is actually kind of a nice
Yes.
reason to wash your swatch.
Right. So what does this mean for my pattern? Well, I was on the fence about whether I was going to make the 38 or the size 42. And with the unblocked gauge, I probably would have knit the 38. With the blocked gauge, I think I'm gonna go up to the 42 just because I know I'm 2 stitches every 4 inches short. So when you're talking about the circumference of an entire sweater, I could be losing an inch or 2 depending on how many stitches you have around.
Not insignificant.
Which is not insignificant. So if the 42 is going to be a little bit too big, but I know I'm going to lose an inch or 2, I'm probably going to be knitting more at a 40.
Yeah.
So stay tuned.
So you might have to end up adjusting length and sleeve length.
Yes. Which I normally just knit to size anyway.
Yeah.
So because I do know that it's going to be longer than what it's called for. So that's my lessons in swatching. And as soon as I finish this shawl, I'm going to cast the sweater on. So I'm pretty excited.
Sweet.
Yes. Are you back? You're almost there? Okay. Because
I sure hope.
Because I'm almost out.
All right. Well, I will stop in 2 seconds because I've got just a couple seconds. You can show my derecho.
Your derecho? Okay.
And I really haven't made much progress on it, so there's not a lot to talk about on it. Sadly.
So this is the Barocco remix.
It is, and it's really nice. I'm really enjoying working with it.
It actually feels really nice.
It's super soft. Yeah.
It's tweedy.
Kind of tweedy.
Nice little details, little some pearl bumps and some yarn overs in there, so it'll have a little bit of more interest along with the tweed.
Okay.
Super soft.
It's super, super soft. So it's a little t-shirt, which I've showed it in previous episodes. I'm not going to talk a whole lot about it because I really, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Haven't made that much progress on it, but it'll get back in the mix here before too long.
Nice.
It'll actually be done so I can wear it when it warms up, if ever it warms up. But it's going to live in the store most of the time anyway because it's going to be a great little shop sample.
Yep. Absolutely.
So the other thing that I'm working on is something that we're going to talk about in quite a bit of detail because of, not because of necessarily what the project is, but because of the yarn and everything else that goes along with it. So the next thing I am working on is Snowflake Party, and it is a Martina Baim pattern, and there's a little detail of what it looks like. And this is what I was just messing up because I was doing the lace chart wrong. It's not super complicated, but there is, the edge has lace, and then when you get further up, more of the shawl has that lace in it. This is how far I've gotten, and this is one of the super secret projects that I couldn't talk to you guys about. It's gorgeous in this yarn.
This yarn, it's beautiful.
So there's some of the lace detail. They look like little snowflakes. They have 6 little yarn overs to them, and it's in this gorgeous yarn, which is Legacy Fiber Arts, and is on their glitzy base. This is a yarn that was specifically dyed for us. Sue agreed to dye some up for us since Chelsea is otherwise engaged.
Yep.
And resting up for her wee one that is soon to be and coming into this world.
Yep.
So this is the yarn skeined up that Ange has, and mine is in a ball. So there it is. It's on their glitzy base, which has a little bit of stellina in it. I don't know. Yeah, there you go.
And it's a gold stellina.
It's a gold stellina, and it's so pretty. And it's called, did I say it's called First Snow?
No. But
That's what it's called.
First Snow. And what is this yarn, and how can I get it, you ask? So we've been alluding to the super secret project that we're working on, or have been working on. And so what this super secret project is we are going to be offering yarn and goodie boxes. So we're going to do 6 throughout the course of the year, and we're calling this particular series Seasons of Vermont. So each box is going to have a theme. The first theme, which is our January-February 2018 box, theme is Deep Freeze. And the weather is cooperating very nicely.
I know.
And
so Ange sent out emails so we've got a lot of these. Ange has worked very hard and has gotten a lot of them already lined up. And we were so thrilled that Sue said yes to joining us and being the first yarn maker in our box, because she's got a lot on her plate, and
we didn't give her a lot of notice. So thank you, Sue.
Yeah, she pulled it together so quickly for us and did an amazing job. This is just stunning. I mean, she hit the nail on the head with this yarn.
Absolutely.
And she is so probably towards next year she's gonna dye this one. That's going to be available in their store, but it's not going to be available until she said, she was saying on her Periscope, isn't going to make it available until next year anyway, because I think we said
6 months.
6 months, and then she could release it if she wanted to, but she's like, it's not really a summer colorway, which
really.
It's not. But it's just gorgeous. So after the 6 months is up, she can dye this as much as she wants. But until then,
the box is the only place that you could get this. So the boxes are going to be released January 15th. I think noon is when we decided to make them live, noon Eastern time. So what's going to be in the box, you ask? So we're going to have a skein of yarn. Each box is going to have a project bag, a coordinating project bag. And for this month, mostly because this harebrained idea that I came up with
came together very quickly,
is we're going to be including one of our sort of custom must-love yarn bags.
So we did this custom colorway to
match the yarn
with this, which I think it does.
We are also going to be having some stitch markers that were made by Katrinkles, and actually there will be a Katrinkles item in every box.
That's exciting. We love Katie's stuff.
Her stuff is
She
fantastic.
does some really cool stuff.
So for the first box, it's stitch markers and a progress keeper. And we will have there's about 4 or 5 different patterns that we are recommending, and if you purchase the box you can choose one of those patterns and we'll include it in, but you're free to use whatever else you want. But the one thing that we wanted to do was also to send some of Vermont to all of you, because we are so lucky here. We have so many cool makers and vendors and other folks that provide us with super fun things. So our local Vermont goodies that are going into this box.
A lot of them revolve around food and
Yeah.
that kind of stuff because, well, you know,
Right.
we like to eat.
We're always talking about our favorite caterer, and whenever we have events here, we're like, catering. So our favorite caterer has made us hot chocolate on a stick.
This is so cool.
So it's literally like a thing of chocolate.
It looks like popsicle, basically.
Yeah, a popsicle on a stick. And you put it in hot water or milk, and it melts, and it creates hot chocolate. So we're going to have 2 of the hot chocolates on a stick, along with 2 packages of home handmade marshmallows that they have made in a peppermint and a vanilla flavor.
Nice.
Yeah,
This is so cool.
I know. I know. I was sending him pictures. I was like, "Can you do this?" He's like, "Oh my god, that's amazing." I was like, "Well, it could be a Pinterest fail." So
Yeah, but he is so talented.
I know.
Him and his crew are so
I know.
talented that
So there,
He can do
so
it.
so that's one of the Vermont goodies, and the other Vermont goodie is we're sending some Vermont Soap Company soap in the sweet mint flavor way. It's a special sort of seasonal soap that they do, and I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I don't think so. I think that's it for the January-February box. It's going to retail for $75. I think we've gotten all of our pricing
Okay.
sorted out that's going to be a price. And the one final thing I think we were going to sort out was whether that was going to include shipping or not. And you and I just need to get. So it might include shipping.
It's
I
going
think
to
it's going
include
to include
domestic shipping.
Yes.
International shipping.
We can't.
We'll give you obviously a credit towards whatever would have gone towards domestic shipping, but if we're shipping internationally, there will be an additional shipping charge.
Okay.
Which we'll just bill you for separately,
Okay. All right.
which I think will be the easiest.
Okay.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah.
So we hope that you are as excited about these as we are. And just as sort of a little sneak preview, the March-April box, which will be released March 15th, the theme for that is Sugar in Time, because it's generally sugaring season here, where all the maple syrup producers make their craft. So you can get the sense that it's probably going to be a little mapley themed that month. We have
The yarn is gorgeous.
some yarn that's been designed for us by Silkworm Studios, which is a new company out in California. She's got an Etsy shop. Bags are going to be created by Chelsea from Darn Yarn MN. So she's the
bacon bag.
bacon bag.
It won't be a bacon bag.
No, it's not a bacon bag. So that's what's coming down the pipeline for March, April. May, June is our Think Summer bag. So that's going to be lots of like flowers and that type of theme. Kelly from Peggy Jane Fibers is coming up with yarn for us.
She does
for
such
that.
bright, like
Yes.
saturated colors. It's going to be a great summer.
And Katie from Katie's Creation Shop. So we've shown a
Which
lot
we've
of
shown.
her bags.
This was one of them, and we gave
Yep.
some away too.
Yep.
So you guys have been great supporting her. So
Yes.
thank you for showing a little love to some
Yep.
of the other people
Yep.
that.
So she's going to be doing the bags for that. We're going to be working with Christy from Fiber Stash. So we've got a lot of cool stuff coming down the pipeline
Yeah.
for you guys in the next year. So
Yeah, it's exciting.
yeah, we're excited.
Yeah.
And
So-
this yarn is gorgeous.
Oh,
Oh, Sue,
I know.
amazing.
It's beautiful.
It is so beautiful.
So yeah, so set a timer
Set a timer.
for
We
the 15th.
We had no idea. Like we just 25. Why did we do 25? I don't know, because we don't know. We had no idea how popular these are.
Yeah, we don't know if they're gonna,
And if they do really
We'll
well the
adjust
whole
it.
year, we'll do more.
Yeah.
We're gonna do these again. I can't promise you we're gonna stay with the same theme. I have some other ideas for themes.
Yeah.
But we want to just do something fun.
Yeah.
And shake it up. It's not a subscription. Some
No.
of them, they require you buy all 6 boxes. You can buy whatever boxes
So you can pick
want.
and choose, and we wanted to do that because if you don't like one of them, they're expensive.
Yeah.
We're really not making a lot of money off of them.
No, it's mostly at cost.
Yeah, we want to make, we're obviously going to make some money. We're not losing money, but we wanted to provide something that was really different and unique and
Showcase some different designers and producers.
Yep.
And the March, April box is actually going to be a DK weight yarn.
Yeah.
So we're doing some different
Yeah.
types of yarn as well.
And Angela's been picking a lot of different patterns from some different designers. So,
Yep.
you know, working to kind of help everybody, support everybody, get other people's names out there.
Yep.
Obviously, some of the people we're working with have done a great job of that for themselves.
Yes.
But we always, you know, not everybody maybe who's watching has heard of a lot of the ones that we're doing. So,
Yeah. So we're
really excited
We
about
are
it.
super excited.
Yeah.
And if I can get my my graphic design program to cooperate with the insert that goes in that explains all of this and, you know, gives the
you some
information,
back information.
I will be super happy. But I'm not a graphic designer. I'm a lawyer. Anyway, so keep an eye out for those. We're really excited.
Yeah, it's very cool, and Angela's come up with some really great ideas for it. So I've kind of left it in her very
I
capable
know. I
hands.
keep texting her like, I'm gonna
So-
order this, okay? And Kelly's just like, fine. You're
Do it.
Stop emailing me. Just do it. It's fun. So part of the reason why I wanted to run the Hitchhiker knit along is that actually this yarn, the Hitchhiker would be a completely appropriate and beautiful pattern for this particular yarn. But for, you know, I wanted to have an option for people who maybe don't want to buy the box or aren't interested in the box, can't afford the box, just want to skip it entirely, want to use stash yarn. So we'll do a knit along. If you're using the box yarn, awesome. If not, doesn't matter. Use whatever yarn you want. So there was just a lot of interest on the live show about Hitchhiker, and a lot of people saying they wanted to knit it and just hadn't, including myself. So that's why I figured I would just do a knit along. So we're going to start that, I think I probably already said, but January 15th, and we'll run it through the end of February. And I'll come up with some great prizes.
Sweet.
Some fun prizes. And it just, we'll have fun with it. It'll be good. The other knit along that we have coming up that isn't going to start until the middle of February, but we kind of wanted to give you all advance notice that it's going to be happening, is we're going to be doing a knit along with the On the Spice Market shawl pattern. Again, that's another one that I've been wanting to knit for a really long time.
It's
Kelly's
beautiful.
been wanting to knit it. And we are having some kits made for this particular knit along. Christy at Fiber Stash is busily putting some kits together for us, which I think we'll have towards the end of this month. So as soon as we get those, we'll show you them. I can't wait to see what she comes up with. I'm sure they're going to be gorgeous.
I think they're going to sell out so quickly because her stuff is just
so beautiful. I
she's
know.
got great color sense.
I will tell you, I hemmed and hawed when she was like, how many sets do you want? And I was like, well.
I know. You're like, well, at least one for each of us in like every colorway because we're just going to buy them anyway. So
Right. I might need to email her and be like, can you up your numbers just a little bit?
I know.
I think I said 5 or 6 per set, and I think we were doing 2 or 3 different colorways. If I know Christy, we'll probably end up with 3 colorways or 3 different sets. So, but you know, I think the hard part is developing them. So once they're developed, if they're selling out really quickly, we may be able to get her to do some more for us if they're super popular. So.
Yeah.
So that's really exciting. So that knit along will start on the 15th. I've already thrown up a chatter. Did I throw up a chatter thread? I think I threw up a chatter thread
Yes, you
already.
did. Yep.
Because some people were asking about the pattern. So the pattern's linked in there. So take a look at it. If you have stash yarn, like awesome. It's great for mini skeins.
And she lists on the pattern how much you need, how much yardage you need for each of the different colors.
Yep, absolutely. So there's a main color which you can use basically one skein of sock yarn, and then there's 6 colors that you need, and I think 200 yards or less for each of them.
Yeah.
So that's
Most of
sort
them
the
are
gauge.
under 100, but there's a couple that are
bigger.
Yeah.
So join us for that. Again, fun prizes for that one. And I think I was going to run that one from February 15th to April 16th because I can't help myself. So happy tax day. We'll celebrate tax day by
With a
giving
finished
out
object?
prizes for
Yeah.
finished objects. So
Nice.
that's a better way to spend tax day than lots of other things we could be doing, like filing our taxes. So stay tuned for those kits, and as soon as, like I said, as soon as we have them, I'm sure we'll have them up on Instagram and we'll show them on the podcast. And
Yeah.
we try to set it up so they were here on plenty of time to order them before the knit along starts.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
and I think if Christy's Instagram feed is any indication, she was winding many skeins the other night and drinking wine. So
She
maybe we'll
was.
have some wine colored kits.
Mhm.
But I'm going to presume those were for this project,
Quite possibly.
quite possibly, or something else. She's probably got lots of stuff going on.
Yeah, I'm sure she does.
So, do you have any more details on the Barocco Lopi knit along?
I think they're sending out an email to everyone around the 15th or 16th of
Okay.
January.
Okay.
So if you are subscribed to Barocco's web newsletter, e-newsletter, you're going to get an email about it with a lot of the details in it. So
Okay.
I'm going to let them kind of handle that. But we are
Informal.
Yeah, we're gonna kind of be doing the knit along with them because it's a great one. They're doing a Lopi sweater knit along. So the more details will be coming out about that in a couple weeks.
Okay.
And it does start February 1st. So
Lots of stuff going on January, February.
yeah, well, it's
For knit alongs
it's
and
cold.
stuff. It is cold.
It's cold.
So I did skip over one as we got all excited about our Seasons of Vermont stuff. So thanks to everyone who who joined us for the New Year's Eve live broadcast. It was super fun. We had our third business partner, Jen, on.
Yeah.
So she does exist. She's made cameos before. That was fun. We'd like to get her on again, I think. And we had fun. I did pick a new date for the next live.
We're tentatively scheduled.
Because I hadn't completely cleared it with Kelly yet. I was just like, you should probably take my computer away from me. So tentatively Sunday, January 28th at noon for the next live. And we know the Sunday time creates some problems for some of you. That was the only day that both Kelly and I have off. So we've pushed it back to noon because that seems to work better for everybody's schedule, or at least the most number of people's schedules.
Yeah.
So keep an eye out for that. If we need to change that, we'll let you know. But for right now, it's scheduled for January 28th at noon Eastern Standard Time. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. We're about 30 people away from 2,000 subscriber giveaways.
So I might even be able to do it on the next episode.
That would be sweet.
That would be awesome.
Be really cool.
We're putting together some fun prizes. So,
Uh-huh.
Vermont themed prizes, just to share a little more Vermont love with
Yes. We have so much love to give here. We
you.
have so much cool stuff.
We do. We have got some really cool stuff. Yeah.
So if you haven't already subscribed, you can on YouTube. You can click the little subscribe button over here. Put your email in, and you will get a notification when episodes drop, or if we start something like a live event, or if we post a tutorial video, or any sort of activity on the channel.
So I for Christmas, for all of the ladies, well, for most of you guys, I did little knitting journals. So I'll show you.
They were very cute.
I created these little pages because stuff is falling apart. I don't know. This is what I did. So there's information kind of like you would find on Ravelry here. There's room for a picture or a swatch. There's also room here. You can put like a snip of the yarn or something, and then a place for notes. And then you can put a title up in here. So I made these. They kind of harken back to my scrapbooking days. And I put them. I filled an 8-inch by 8-inch scrapbook with these for everybody. So I'm thinking that and there's little pictures of different animals in here. So if you guys are interested for some of the giveaway prizes, I might do some more of these.
So there's one with a
Little yarn ball.
little yarn ball.
Yeah. So
These would be great giveaway items.
yeah, I thought they'd be kind of fun. Not everybody wants to have like a physical something to put their projects in, but I think that I'm gonna at least put projects that like had special meaning to me.
Yeah.
You know, I may not do every single one because I don't think that I necessarily need to if I do like a bunch of hats that are all kind of the same or whatever.
Right.
But like bigger projects like sweaters that I really just love knitting and
Or an amazing shawl, or
yeah,
something.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna do some more of these and maybe
Fun.
include some of these for giveaways for you guys.
That would be awesome.
So yeah, so I love doing kind of like little layouts like this, and I've done digital scrapbooking and I've done like traditional like cut and paste scrapbooking
Okay.
too.
So why am I designing the brochure? That's the question.
You don't
That-
have to.
I might give this to you and be like, fix it in whatever fancy program you have that you can do that.
I
didn't realize that you had made those sheets.
I did.
I was like, well, this is cool. I wonder where Kelly found this.
Yeah, so I made them. When I was at school, so I went to UVM and I was an animal science major, but I also took a lot of art classes. And one of the art classes I did was a digital art class, and it was kind of pretty close to the beginning when Adobe Photoshop was really kind of hitting its stride.
Okay.
So I got to, and it's changed a lot since then. There's people who are just like a million times better at it than I am, but I know enough to get myself into a little bit of trouble, and I really enjoy doing a lot of the digital scrapbooking and also just like fun layout things like this. So that's kind of where I got started with that part of it.
Nice.
So anyway.
Awesome. You're so getting the brochure. You just volunteered yourself.
That's okay.
You had to go talking about
I
the pages
know.
you made.
I know. What's wrong with me?
Because Kelly doesn't have enough to do. But seriously, it needs help. It's really sad.
That's okay. We can fix it. We can work on it.
Okay.
Get it where it wants to be.
Yay! Because we want it to be pretty for all of you.
Mhm.
And not look like something that your lawyer did while playing in a graphic design program. Which is what it currently looks like.
Oh my gosh.
We'll do before and after pictures. We'll be like, this is Angela's, and this was Kelly's.
Yours is pretty. Just
It-
needs a little formatting help.
It's, yes.
That's it.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So I think we're at the end of our show notes.
Mhm.
So unless we have some other random stuff we want to talk about,
I think we're just about there. We did a lot of random talking at the beginning, which will probably then be
Be at the
inserted like
end.
in a few minutes.
Yep.
So, yeah. And I've got a lesson coming up soon, and it looks like I'll be eating lunch at 5. Not quite, but that's okay. It's the way days go here sometimes.
sometimes, absolutely.
And
Our class schedules are up.
yes,
Yes.
thank you.
Yes.
I got class schedule up this morning. There are a few other classes that I think we're going to be trying to tack on kind of late spring.
Mhm.
That I've had a couple people mention to me. They're putting together some class syllabi for. So, but the majority of our classes are up,
Yep.
and
The first one is actually not a knitting class.
sounds so cool though.
It's,
I think I want to do it.
I'll come. I'll be here. I'm gonna come. So if you want to come sit in, I mean, I've talked. So anyway, so sorry, we're sidebar here. The very first class that is on the schedule is for the 13th of January, which is coming just around the corner.
Week from Saturday.
It's $20, and it's essential oils. So it's all about essential oils, like how you can integrate them into your daily routine, your life. And one of the things that you're going to make and take away with you is an immunity roller. So it's a blend of oils that you can roll on to help boost your immunity, or at least help with that. This statement has not been vetted by the FDA. You know, you have to do all those crazy disclaimers. But it should be super interesting. It's $20. It's 2 hours in the afternoon. And the product that's being used is doTERRA, which is one of the brands of essential oils. Really high quality, really pretty reasonable. And the woman who's teaching the class is has an incredible wealth of knowledge on nutrition and oils and how they interact with everything. And so it should be
That's cool.
amazing.
It sounds really cool.
Yeah. So hopefully you can join us for that. Maybe what we can do with Liz, who's teaching the class, with her permission, maybe we can film it and put it up on the channel for, you know, those of you that can't actually join us physically in the store for it. I mean, you won't get to take away the roller ball, which is, you know, the materials cost, which is basically the cost of the class. But at least you could have the information. That might actually be kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's totally not on topic of the yarn stuff at all, but it's something I think at least all of us here find kind of interesting. I know I've fallen down the essential oils rabbit hole with doTERRA. I know Carol has. We're slowly getting the rest of these guys over.
Yeah, and I've got a diffuser at home, and I don't know all of the different, but I know there are certain ones that I really enjoy at certain times of the day, and I think it's kind of just, you know, like I've got lavender that I put going in the evening in our room to kind of create a nice, soothing, relaxing. You know, so you know, I've got some that I've been using that I really enjoy.
It's amazing. You know, I use peppermint on and off. I know Carol uses it well. Like if I start feeling like a headache coming on, like I'll just do a little dab of peppermint, and it's just like, it's amazing. I mean, even if it doesn't kick the headache entirely, it'll at least dial back the pain and stave it off a little bit. So anyway, so that's our first class coming up. It's not yarn related, but it's definitely something that's interesting.
And we've got a lot of intro classes. We've had a lot of people either wanting to learn a new skill or just learn to knit or crochet. So those are pretty heavy in the schedule. But we also do have a brioche class. We've got a fingerless mitt stranded knitting class that we're doing.
And a knit your first shawl class.
A first shawl knitting class. Jen's going to teach that one. Yeah. So we've got a little bit of everything. So head on over to the website. There's a section where it just says classes and events. Click that and it'll show you all of the available ones. And some of them have a couple different dates. The crochet class has 2 different dates. The brioche class has 2 different dates. Some of them
2 different groups of dates.
Because they are almost all of the classes are multiple day classes. So they're like two consecutive Saturdays or something like that. But all the information's up there on the website, so check that out. And if you're interested, sign up, and we'll see you on a Saturday.
Sounds good. So.
And
I think my calendar is remarkably wide open next week. So unless you've got something going on, I think we'll be recording.
I've got a sales rep first thing in the morning, but I'm coming in early for that. So we'll probably be open in the afternoon.
Okay. Sounds good. So we'll see you guys all next week. Thanks for stopping by and spending some time with us. We love doing this, and we love that folks enjoy it. We love your feedback that we get from you. You guys are so sweet, and we just really enjoy hearing from you. And I love all the questions too. We get a lot of questions, or even just, you know, hey, what was that shawl again, or what pattern was that that you mentioned, or what was that thing you showed? You know, where do you get those needles? It's great.
And we try to put most of what we talk about in show notes, but for those things that aren't or you can't find in the show notes, definitely feel free to message us. And we'll try to get back to you as soon as we can. So thank you guys so much for joining us, and I think we'll catch you next week.
We'll see you next week.
All right. Bye.
Bye. spinning in the chair last time, which I don't know how that kid didn't get dizzy and fall down.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Like almost an hour he sat there and
I know.
spun around in a chair.
Well, he was watching his thing.
I know.
Yeah. I would have been sick.
I was getting car sick or motion sickness just watching him when I was editing the podcast last week.
That's really funny.
I was like, ugh, really?
I didn't go back and watch it, so
Yeah.
because I knew that I probably would have been like, oh boy.
Yeah. When he was creeping over, like he started way over on the edge, and then like towards the end of the podcast, he's like getting closer and closer to us.
That's really funny.
Oh.
That's the front page, so I will leave that there.
So we have our code all sorted out. What are we gonna?
Oh
what are
no,
gonna
we
do?
don't. We should probably do that, huh?
Yeah. Weekly pick splashy sport. Splashy sport.
Happy Madtosh.
Happy Madtosh. Yeah, we don't have to do a weekly pick thing, though. We might mess people up.
Yeah, probably.
Weekly pick happy.
Happy. Happy works.
Happy. Easy.
Happy.
Happy, happy, happy. Happy, happy, joy, joy. Yeah.
You're really just going to date yourself now.
I know,
You've been
right?
doing all kinds of older references to shows, and
I know.
that's really fun.
I am trying to finish this shawl so I can work on something else.
I'm trying to do all my swatches for the teacher certification thing.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm at the 5-mark month. I've got 6 months to complete it.
Oh,
So I gotta get it done.
yeah. Chop, chop.
So I'm
It's
like,
not like, I mean,
picking
really,
out the swatches.
what else have you been doing? You work at a yarn shop. Don't you just sit in it all day?
All day long. Wouldn't that be great? I just need to retire so I can just sit in it all day. And even then, like, most of the retired people I know say after they retire they're
They're busy.
busier than they
got
ever
stuff
were.
to do. My husband said last night at dinner, he's like, we need to win the lottery. And I was like, well, you should maybe start playing the lottery.
You actually have to buy a ticket to win.
Yeah. And I was like, what would you do with yourself all day? And he's like, I don't know, stuff.
I could find so much to do with myself.
I probably could.
I could. I would sew, I would knit, I would garden more, I would cook a
Travel.
ton. Like, I would cook all the time. I love to bake. I would make us baked bread, like, every day. But then we'd have to, like,
Eat it.
then we'd have to eat it. But then we'd have to, like, be
Exercise.
super active all the
Yeah.
time.
I would
Which is
travel.
fine. I would travel more.
I would travel because I could have a private jet and I could sleep on said private jet. So we could travel places and not be jet lagged.
I would travel more, but I really love being at home.
Yeah.
That's local, so that's Mexican.
Well, because if I won the lottery, it would be you could travel in a certain style, I think.
Yeah.
So
You
it
wouldn't
would
have to
be-
worry about anything. I mean,
Yeah.
you could just,
Yep, just
you know,
go.
if you wanted to go and do
You
something,
just do it.
if, you know, there wasn't transportation available, you can hire a driver, and
Mhm.
you don't have to
And I
drive if
could
you
knit
don't
in the
want.
back.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
we've got
That's-
expensive taste.
That's what I joke about. Like, if I won the Powerball, like, I don't know that I would give up being a lawyer, but I would definitely hire a driver so they could drive me places and I could do stuff like knit in the back when I had to go to court
That's
at the
hilarious.
other end of the state.
Mm-hmm.
I would so do that.
And you could be a little bit more picky about cases that you wanted to do and clients you wanted to do. If you wanted to.
Yeah.
That's funny.
All right. Enough about the Powerball, which is not going to ever happen.
Yeah.
I do occasionally buy tickets, but
You do on occasion too.
when it gets gigantic, but I pretty much would never win. So
Yeah. I don't plan on not coming.
that's
to
not
the
my
store.
retirement strategy.
Yeah, no, I know.
I'm going to win the Powerball.
Oh my goodness.
God. Yeah.
So you have to pay a little more attention to this
Yeah.
than
most
Which
of
is-
her normal patterns.
Yeah, a lot of them you don't even have to, but because there's a little bit of a lace on here,
Yeah.
you gotta pay a little bit of attention when you, at least when you get to this outer edge.
Yeah.
But
Cool.
it's still fun.
I might do a hitchhiker out of my skein, but I really should net this one of the pairs of socks that I picked as one of the patterns. But I'm
Not in a sock mood.
no, my sock mojo is like left the building. I have that
Yeah.
pair of shorty socks that's just like stalled out,
Mm.
and normally those I'm like, yeah, and just rocking and rolling on them.
Yeah, I haven't worked on any socks in a while, but I haven't worked on much of anything in a while, so.
I've been working on this kind of stuff. These projects. Anyway,
We should get
we
to
should
it.
go to it.
And we
'cause
might
you-
as well invite them in to listen to it, so, you know.
Yeah, because you've got
A lesson.
a lesson at 3.
I do,
So-
unless it cancels because it's snowing and blustery.
You know. Well, anyway.
Yeah.
All right.